Hello everyone, and welcome to another Freebie Friday. Now, on this Freebie Friday, I'm going to be talking about a really fascinating subject. Anybody who's had any level of success has been involved with something which is called a mastermind. Now, a mastermind is a term that probably everybody's heard of. A lot of people think that this term stretches back to Napoleon Hill, but in fact, this term goes back even further, and it goes back to somebody called Andrew Carnegie. Now, those of you who know, Andrew Carnegie was the man behind Think and Grow Rich. It was Andrew Carnegie who commissioned Napoleon Hill to put together a study of individual achievement, and that's how we've been blessed with that book, Think and Grow Rich. So I'm just going to go over some of the things which you might encounter while you're setting up a mastermind. Some people are not quite sure how to set up a mastermind or what even masterminding involves. So I'm just going to go through a few things. Now, masterminding, what actually is it? Masterminding is when you get a collection of people together who are all focused on helping each other. They're all really focused on their own individual success, but they're also focused on helping other people to achieve what they want to achieve as well. Because with the golden rule of development, the more people that you can help achieve their goal, the easier it's going to be for you to achieve your goal. So getting together with a group of people, just a small group of people, between maybe 4 and 6 people, everybody focused, not necessarily on the same goal, but everybody interested and focused on their own personal development, and you're going to start to build a really great mastermind group together. Now, in Napoleon's book, Think and Grow Rich, and anybody who knows me knows that I'm a fervent student of Think and Grow Rich. Now, in chapter 10, he's got a very its own chapter on the power of the mastermind. So really, if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, or you don't know that chapter, please do go to that chapter. It's about 10 pages long, but it really starts to give you an insight into the topic of masterminding. Now, why would you want to be in a mastermind? The reason why you'd want to be in a mastermind is because 3 minds, 4 minds, 5 minds are going to be far greater than what it is that you're thinking of yourself. So once you can combine the power of everybody else's brain power, everybody else's brain wave, you can combine everybody else's minds, then you're then going to tap into the ether, and that's when you're going to be able to lift the vibration of the group, and you're going to get a lot of different ideas, a lot of different hunches, inspired thoughts, and they're all going to be downloaded into the group. You will build up a fantastic relationship with the people who are in your mastermind as you start to get some longevity within the group. Now, a lot of people have said, should they join a mastermind or should they form a mastermind? I always say that you should form one, because you're getting yourself out of your comfort zone by actually forming one. That means that you've got to select the people who you want in your group. Now, it may not take a week to put this together, it may not take a month, it may take some time for you to approach the people who you would like to have in your mastermind, and then tell them what it is that you're putting together, what the idea is, what the purpose of the group is, and then you're almost interviewing these people to see whether they want to join your group. Don't get yourself spun out or twisted about this, but just start to approach people who you think would bring value to the group. They may be above what it is your level of success, or what you ever deem to be success, but don't be fearful to approach these people, because most of the time the people you approach, maybe they may not want to go into a mastermind group, but maybe they can suggest someone to you. So that's how you can start going around forming the group. And remember, these people are coming into your group, so if this is the choice is completely down to you. But what you're looking for is about 5 or 6 individuals who you feel that you can create harmony with, and who you really feel they've got their good essence at heart. Now, how often is a mastermind group going to meet? I would say ideally once every 2 weeks or once a month, depending on what your locality is. If it's going to be a face-to-face group, once every 2 weeks is going to be good, because that gives you enough time to be able to action the action steps what every individual is going to get out of that mastermind. Because each group is going to be throwing up issues for that person, each of the individuals, to actually go and action. So if you're doing it once every 2 weeks, that's great. I always usually work with once a month, the mastermind groups that I've been in and the ones that I'm currently in now. Where do you meet? That can be anywhere from a hotel lobby You can hire out a room. You can go, it's really good if you can go somewhere which has got a really high vibration. So if you want to go somewhere where successful people meet or where wealthy people meet, then you can go there because you can pick up on the vibration which is in that place. Try to make it a really nice setting, just so that everybody in the mastermind has something really to look forward to, that they're going to be sitting in a really nice setting with the rest of their mastermind group, and then they're going to be talking about really fantastic issues which they know is then going to be putting them forward. When you actually start to get the proponents of your mastermind group together, you want to give each other a commitment. So you want to be committed to this. So you want to try to clear your schedule for, I would say, for at least 6 to 12 months. So if you're meeting once a month, you want to be able to make sure that everybody can schedule in their diaries that we're going to be meeting in the second Wednesday of the month, the last Thursday of the month, but get everybody to put it into their diaries and make a commitment that they are going to attend that mastermind. Because what you're doing, you're all starting to help each other. And if you can commit to this and everybody can commit to it, you're going to have a mastermind group which is going to hum along at a phenomenal pace. Couple of things for the rules of engagement. You always want to arrive on time for the mastermind. When you arrive on time, it's going to show that you respect all of your other mastermind proponents and you also respect yourself. A lot of people, when they arrive late, you only arrive late for 2 reasons. 1, you don't respect the people that you're meeting or the person that you're meeting. And 2, you don't respect yourself. So make sure you give yourself enough time so you can arrive on time and you're not letting down your mastermind participants. Try to schedule what it is that you're going to be talking about. So if you can maybe get yourself onto an email circular or a WhatsApp group and just send an email of what each of you are going to be bringing into the mastermind for the other people to then start to generate ideas on. So what you're going to be doing, any challenge that you're working on, you want to be sending that forward in an email so everybody can see each other's challenge, so you can start to think of possible solutions to that person's challenges before you actually get to the meeting. Now, when you get there, for each session, you want to have a timekeeper and you want to have a note taker. Now, the timekeeper is going to make sure that every time you go around one of the mastermind members for them to hear their challenges, you can maybe give each person maybe 20 minutes of time in the mastermind seat so that everybody else can then work on that challenge for them within the 15 to 20 minutes time. Now, there'll be a timekeeper who will be making sure that that time is stuck to, and there'll also be a note taker who will be making notes of the ideas as they start to come through. And at the end of that 20-minute session, you can then start to look at all the ideas that have come up. The person who is having their challenge masterminded can then start to decide what are the action steps that they want to take through over the next 2 to 3 weeks before you'll come back together at the next mastermind session. The action steps are super important at this, because you're then at that stage, you're going to be deciding which of the action steps out of all of the ones which everybody's come up with that you're going to then actually going to start to run with. Now, once everybody's had their mastermind session on their challenge, then all you're going to be doing then is just arranging the next time that you can meet up and then schedule that in, put that in the diary. Keep in touch with each other during the week or during the couple of weeks, because you may come up with other ideas to do with one of the other members' challenge that didn't come to you at the time, but as you've been thinking about it, as it's starting to slip into your subconscious, that you're then starting to become very, very present and very aware of it. Now, try to remember when you're in the mastermind, if before you go into your mastermind session, you can maybe have a little catch up, a little chit chat. But as you start to talk about the mastermind, there's no negativity and you're just focusing on the challenges. And what you will see is that over the time, as you start to meet on a regular basis, you will really start to see how this mastermind starts to come together and how you then start to raise the frequency of the group as you start talking about challenges. And you will all start to download different information from the ether, and it'll be coming down through each and every individual. And that's when you're really going to start to see the power of the mastermind. So I hope that's really helped you to just start to think about getting yourself into a mastermind, think about joining the mastermind, but really do start to get the concept, the understanding of what a mastermind is. There's a saying by Martin Rutt, and he said, you have to do it on your own, but you can't do it alone. Now you start to realize that when you really start to get into that phrase, you know that you have to be the one who initiates all the action steps, but you're not going to be able to do it alone. You are going to need a team of people around you, and just start to use your mastermind group to do that. Okay, I hope you've all got a bit of value from that, and I'm going to be seeing you on next week's Freebie Friday. So until then, keep reading, keep studying, and keep growing. There's going to be a short PDF which I'm going to put together just so that you can really start to understand all this. I'll see you again next week. I'm Rob Hines.